The program you are about to view is an enhanced audiobook experience of Rudolf Steiner's knowledge of higher worlds and entertainment. For further study into Steiner, his works, lectures, and books, please visit the websites below.
There slumbers in every human being faculties by means of which he can acquire for himself a knowledge of higher worlds. There exists a world of soul and spirit that is just as real as the physical world. All we need to know is how we awaken certain forces within ourselves that today still lie dormant there, and how we can develop those forces for ourselves. Forces, if awakened, allow us access to higher worlds.
Knowledge of higher worlds and its attainment.
What is this mystery that surrounds us, that mystics, Gnostics, and Theosophists talk about? A world of soul and spirit that is as real to them as our world is to us. How do we access this world of the supersensible? Is it what it means to be divine? The ability to ascend to higher worlds? Well, let's explore this possibility. Let's see how close to the truth we can get.
Rudolf Steiner.
27 books and thousands of lectures. Dr. Rudolf Steiner was an Austrian philosopher, social reformer, architect, and Christ-centered esotericist who enlarged and deepened the concept of what it is to be human. He linked the human to the cosmic, past and future, for self-development and conscious evolution. Today, we focus on the knowledge of the higher worlds and its attainment. A fascinating look in how to know the worlds of the supersensible. What do we mean by supersensible? Well, being beyond the reach of the senses and beyond the range belonging to that of the experienceable physical world. And the question remains, how do we attain knowledge of those worlds?
At every moment, the listener may say to himself, that of which they speak, I too can learn if I develop within myself certain powers which today still slumber within me. There remains only one question: how to set to work to develop such faculties. For this purpose, they only can give advice to those who already possess such powers. As long as the human race has existed, there has always been a method of training, in the course of which individuals possessing these higher faculties gave instruction to others who were in search of them. Such a training is called occult esoteric training, and the instruction received therefrom is called occult esoteric teaching or spiritual science. This designation naturally awakens misunderstanding. The one who hears it may very easily be misled into the belief that this training is the concern of a special privileged class, withholding its knowledge arbitrarily from its fellow creatures. He may even think that nothing of real importance lies behind such knowledge, for if it were a true knowledge, he is tempted to think there would be no need of making a secret of it. It might be publicly imparted and its advantages made accessible to all. Those who have been initiated into the nature of this higher knowledge are not in the least surprised that the uninitiated should so think, for the secret of initiation can only be understood by those who have to a certain degree experienced this initiation into the higher knowledge of existence. The question may be raised, how then, under these circumstances, are the uninitiated to develop any human interest in this so-called esoteric knowledge? How and why are they to seek for something of whose nature they can form no idea? Such a question is based upon an entirely erroneous conception of the real nature of esoteric knowledge. There is, in truth, no difference between esoteric knowledge and all the rest of man's knowledge and proficiency. This esoteric knowledge is no more of a secret for the average human being than writing is a secret for those who have never learned it. And just as all can learn to write who choose the correct method, so too can all who seek the right way become esoteric students and even teachers. In one respect, only do the conditions here differ from those that apply to external knowledge and proficiency. The possibility of acquiring the art of writing may be withheld from someone through poverty or through the conditions of civilization into which he is born. But for the attainment of knowledge and proficiency in the higher worlds, there is no obstacle for those who earnestly seek them.
The methods by which a student is prepared for the reception of higher knowledge are minutely prescribed. The direction he is to take is traced with unfading, everlasting letters in the worlds of the spirit, where the initiates guard the higher secrets. In ancient times, anterior to our own history, the temples of the spirit were also outwardly visible. Today, because our life has become so unspiritual, they are not to be found in the world visible to external sight. Yet they are present spiritually everywhere, and all who seek may find them. Only within his own soul can a man find the means to unseal the lips of an initiate. He must develop within himself certain faculties to a definite degree, and then the highest treasures of the spirit can become his own. He must begin with a certain fundamental attitude of soul. In spirit science, this fundamental attitude is called the path of veneration, devotion to truth and knowledge. Without this attitude, no one can become a student.
The disposition shown in their childhood by subsequent students of higher knowledge is well known to the experienced in these matters. There are children who look up with religious awe to those whom they venerate. For such people, they have a respect which forbids them, even in the deepest recess of their heart, to harbor any thought of criticism or opposition. Such children grow up into young men and women who feel happy when they are able to look up to anything that fills them with veneration. From the ranks of such children are recruited many students of higher knowledge. Have you ever paused outside the door of some venerated person? And have you, on this your first visit, felt a religious awe as you pressed on the handle to enter the room, which for you is a holy place? If so, a feeling has been manifested within you, which may be the germ of your future adherence to the path of knowledge. It is a blessing for every human being in process of development to have such feelings upon which to build. Only it must not be thought that this disposition leads to submissiveness and slavery. What was once a childlike veneration for persons becomes later a veneration for truth and knowledge.
One must prepare themselves before they journey the path of initiation into knowledge of higher worlds. There will be trials and tribulations, but in the end, what we learn from the journey will transform our lives. Join us next time as we explore the path of veneration and inner tranquility. Godspeed.